We're getting close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In just a few days, Busting Scarcity Mindset will actually be on Kindle. And you can pre-order it today. And I would love it if you did that. It is Friday, and happy Friday to everybody. It is so important that we keep the good in our thought. And from that thought, then we can have the good come out of our mouth, and we can have it in our brain, and then it's in our body. And that's why Kristen and I wrote Busting the Scarcity Mindset. So, my gift to you today is to have a mental faith in your future. In order to have that, we must bust these scarcity mindsets. I mean, I get them too, believe me. Holy cow, yesterday was such a struggle for me. I woke up not feeling good. I had a wicked heavy day. There was massive amount of hours needed on Zoom, no less. I mean, one thing about working virtual that's such a joy is a lot of times you can just put the headset on and go. I had to be on Zoom. And what was interesting is when I started the meeting that was most important to me and had constant scarcity mindset in my head, right? When we're not feeling well, like it's even harder to bust. It only took about 10 minutes into the meeting when whatever physical thing was going on just dissipated, because it was just a lie anyway about who I am. And so that busting scarcity mindset ability was there for me because I was in the habit of doing it. And so what's so important to me is that you know that you can too, and that you know that it takes work, and that you know that it is something that we all have to be working on all of the time. And I want you to feel the power of those positive possibilities. Do I feel that all the time? Heck no. Nevertheless, when I can realize that I'm not feeling it, and I can get my brain going on setting aside that scarcity mindset and becoming that prosperity thinker, then I get better results. So I want to leave you with a specific tip for today in how you can go slow and start small. Go slow and start small. That has been a favorite saying of mine since I don't know how many years ago, when I started helping people in a space that it was so important that they go slow and start small. And it's really funny because my sister, the gal that helps us do our writing, like they always want to have it backwards. I don't know why. They want to say start small and go slow. And that's fine. It works both ways. But there's just something about the cadence of, now I've got it mixed up, right? Of go slow and start small. Smart's, I don't know, but you get the point. And this is what we need to do with our minds, is to just find one little thing that we can work on in this area. And the corresponding element, so we're busting the scarcity mindset, right? We're pushing out the bad thoughts. Well, the corresponding element is to invest in yourself. Well, how do you do that? Well, you look at anything in your life, tiny, tiny, tiny little things that you can go slow and start small with. Now I got my cadence back on how I say it. I was letting the other people get me confused. So you want to go slow and start small in investing in yourself, which means, and it doesn't have to be monetary, that you find a tiny element of one aspect of your life that you want to improve and you add a new habit. So many times when we are working in any area of improvement, which frankly we need to be doing until the day that we die, we want to take this big, huge step. We always think it's a big silver bullet. And I love multiplier impacts when we can plant a little seed. It's gardening time, right? So fun. Plant a little seed and get this amazing plant, which then maybe makes another plant, and it just can multiply from there. That's awesome. And if we think about that multiplier effect, then it's too big of a step sometimes. But if we can go slow and start small, find one little thing and then one little thing and then another little thing, then that multiplier effect can happen. But it's got to start with that seed, that go slow, start small seed. And so when you're working in your work, and work is not a 4-letter word, work is a positive thing. Work is something that we should be doing. And I want you to capture this vision with me, because I'm so here to activate lives of service. We were put on this earth to serve. And I want to help you bust that scarcity mindset, become a prosperity thinker, get your life to the best that it can be, and then the even better that it can be the next day, because that's what really builds a fulfilling life. Remember that sometimes the most important thing to do is to say no. And so no, when it's said to you, it might mean just not at this moment. No, when it's said from you, might mean no to that scarcity thought, or no to that thing that's distracting me from what I really should be doing. But let's remember, I should say, and let's remember that saying no to things really enables our ability to go forward with the things that we should be saying yes to, and it disables our ability to be distracted. So this is such an important thing for us to remember. And I don't remember who taught me this, but when I go to events, I make sure that I have a not to do list, or like a parking lot list, I think somebody called it, or a not now list, so that I am not distracted by the things that don't fit me. And I love that we live today in a society where it is uber important that you adopt only the things that fit you. And this is why the go slow, start small environment works so well, especially again, when we're investing in ourselves. And a lot of this material that I'm talking about is in the Busting Scarcity Mindset book. And just a quick bunny rabbit trail on that. Now is the time to pre-order it. Now is the time that all the bonuses are there for you. The book is going to be live on 3/25/25. That's next Tuesday. And once it goes live on Amazon, we may just take all the bonuses down. I mean, that's what bonuses are for, right? It's the early adopters. And so a lot of what I'm talking about right now is in the book. In fact, specifically, I'm speaking about chapter 5, which is literally titled Invest in Yourself Smart, Start Small. And so this go slow, start small thing that I'm helping you think about. So say no to some things, right? Pick small things in other areas that you can start with, that you can make progress with, because then you're not looking at this big, huge thing and, oh my gosh, I didn't get this done, I'm going to beat myself up about it. Not helpful. Instead, you're looking backwards, you're measuring your progress. Holy cow, this is so important. If we're trying to improve our health, right? We're not trying to lose weight. You don't want to think about what you want to lose. You want to think about what you want to gain. So if we're trying to improve our health, if we're trying to be better with our money, we don't want to be constantly thinking, I need to pay off my debt. I need to pay off my debt. I need to pay off my debt. That is not helpful thoughts. You want to work on the building side, the improvement side, the let's add to things side. And this is why I'm encouraging you to add a habit. So whatever it is that you're working on, go slow, start small. Pick one little thing, add that in, add that habit in, and then try to connect that habit. This is a BJ Fogg Tiny Habits thing. Try to connect that habit to something else that you're doing. I'll tell you something I'm working on right now is 50 push-ups every day. Not fun, but my workout buddy, Nancy, who's been helping me for like 25 years, and I decided that we were going to do 50 push-ups every day. I couldn't even do 10 at the time. I've gone through various times in my life where I could do 50 push-ups, piece of cake, and then I forget, right? I don't do them for a while, and then like now I'm back to 10. Well, there's a boat that's turned upside down in the driveway of our walk to the barn. And so every time, it's a great place to like do the push-ups, right? So every time I walk by the boat, there's my reminder, do the push-ups. So I'm working on 25 and 25 right now. And then just the other day, I was able to do 50 straight through. The boat's like at an angle, so it's kind of helpful. So this is the thing that I want for you. Pick a few things to say no to. Grab the Busting Scarcity Mindset book. So you've got some very specific tips at the end of each chapter. You don't even have to read the whole book, although I encourage you to. There's some great stories there. And then pick something small to start with, and then pick another small thing to start with, and try to put those two together so that one habit reminds you to do the other habit. And this is the way that you get even better results. I can't wait to be involved in your future with you. Busting Scarcity Mindset, pre-order today, this weekend, Monday, Tuesday, it will show up in your Kindle. Thank you.